Hi everyone, Jordan from Tales of a Former Drunk. I'm not sure if you were well aware of it, but October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and that's what I'm going to be doing my topic on. I've spoken to several people and listened to their stories, and I'm just very, very grateful that I've never had to be in a situation so serious that I needed to leave my home. I have been in domestic violence situations as an adult and as a child, and they've been pretty serious. My friend who works for an insurance company, her work is doing a domestic violence campaign, and I'll be getting a shirt that says "Don't Love Me to Death." So I'm pretty excited about that. I come from, as you know, a long line of alcoholic behavior, alcoholics, and domestic violence. I'm no stranger to domestic violence. I've seen my fair share as a child as well as an adult. And I started doing this other video and I was about halfway into it, and I was telling the story about being a kid and growing up with domestic violence and what that was like. And I decided that I can't do that. It's not fair to my mother, and it's just, I don't feel right about doing that. So I've decided to talk about my experience as an adult. So in speaking with my sponsor the other day, she told me that my picker is broken. So that very well may be, and I don't pick healthy people to be involved with. So I'm trying to break the cycle, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job of it. But when I was drinking, I became involved in a relationship with a man who suffered from paranoid schizophrenia and was recovering from a drug addiction, but he drank, and I was a drunk, and obviously I didn't think it through very much. But that's being neither said nor done. Anyway, I got involved with this man, and I was with him a few years before I got sober. I think about a year and a half. And when I got sober, I realized, oh my gosh, what have I done? And it got really, really bad. Emotional abuse. It never got physical. I am very, very lucky for that. I'm very, very thankful for that, because I think that I know I would have fought back. I fought back as a little kid, and I would 100% know that I would fight back as an adult. And one of us would have went to jail or gotten hurt. And I had, little kids to think about. But it took me 4 years to get out of that environment. And during that time, there was a lot of emotional cruelty. I guess there's a form of abuse that has to do with money. And there were several times he stole from me, stole my money, took off, left me high and dry with absolutely no money at all. And that was very, very scary. And he would drink and call me horrible, horrible names. And when he would do that, it was like I was a child again. I was that mouthy child that wouldn't stop, that was protecting my mother from my dad. The little girl that would hide under her bed until she couldn't take it anymore and would come out and confront her dad so her dad wouldn't hurt her mom. I became that person all over again, and the fights would escalate, and he would start, drinking, and he would start yelling and screaming and insulting me, and I would get, right in his face as well. And that is not any type of way to raise children. and I used to pray to get out of it, and I didn't know how I was going to get out of it because I was afraid that I couldn't afford it on my own. And I was sober, and 3 years after being sober, I'm still with this person, unhappy, and subjecting my children to this on a daily basis. And that is no way to live. And I knew it wasn't any way to live. But it wasn't until this person started verbally attacking my 10-year-old daughter that I sprung into action and got the courage to make sure that it didn't happen again. And I asked him to leave. And I didn't know how I was going to survive, but I did survive, and I'm stronger for it. I've taught my daughter, especially, not to take abuse, especially from men. Don't take abuse from anyone, but respect yourself enough to have healthy boundaries and not let someone talk to you inappropriately, not let someone disrespect you. That your self-worth is more important than anything that someone else could say to you, because their opinion really doesn't matter. And anyone who has to attack a child or another person with words or with being physical, that has everything to do with them and nothing to do with you. And by teaching her that, she will not take any type of disrespect at all. Not from her brothers, not from anyone. And she's truly my child, because she can get a little mouthy if she feels like she's being disrespected, if she feels like she's not being treated right. Apple doesn't fall far from the tree there. So I wanted to talk about, if you or someone you know is in a violent or unsafe environment, there's places that you can go, and there's phone numbers that you can call. So I wrote these phone numbers down. I know this, I'm all over the place on this video, and I'm so sorry about that. I want to make sure I get all the information out. So this is the domestic hotline number. It's toll free anywhere. 1-800-799-7233. Again, 1-800-799-7233. And that's the domestic violence hotline. And then locally, if there's anyone in the Sacramento area or the 916 area code, it's 916-920-2952. That's WEAVE, Women Escaping a Violent Environment. So 916-920-2952. Domestic violence doesn't have to happen. There's a way out. You're not alone. You know, there's help. And I would recommend you get help sooner than later. Oh, this video is all over the place. It's late on a Saturday night, and I just came from chairing a meeting, so I'm just like a little raw and emotional. I probably have tear marks everywhere. So I'm glad I'm not having my close-up. But I hope this video has helped someone. You know, the information is out there. Please don't be afraid to reach out, to get help, to talk to somebody, because it could mean your life. It could mean your children's life, and you're important. Your life is important. So please reach out if someone you know or yourself is in danger or living in an unsafe environment. So I hope this has helped someone. I'm Jordan from Tales of a Former Drunk.